The Brain Charity provides support for those with neurological conditions while also championing neurodiversity. The charity staff includes many neurodivergent people, and during a visit, we had the privilege of meeting both staff and participants who were taking part in the many activities on offer.
Across the UK, 1 in 6 people have a neurological condition. Many are well known, others less so. Some affect people from birth, others are acquired later in life. From its headquarters here in Liverpool, the Brain Charity aims to raise awareness about and educate around all of those conditions while celebrating neurodiversity. The charity's CEO is clear about their aim. They're intent on helping anyone affected by a neurological condition to achieve their potential while educating society about their needs.
So the Brain Charity has been around for 30 years, supporting people with a whole range of neurological conditions. That could be a condition of the brain, the spine, or the nervous system. And there are more than 600 of those conditions in existence. What we do is we provide information and support to people with those conditions. Also, we run activities and we provide counselling and support services, as well as some training and education. For the 1 in 6 that have a neurological condition, it can be really scary. It can lead to social isolation, poverty, loss of networks, loss of job. So what we want to do here is kind of support them through all those different things that they're facing. And we do that face-to-face in our Liverpool centre here, but also online as well and on telephone. So we provide something nationally for everyone.
Many of the staff and volunteers at the Brain Charity have a neurological condition, and everyone who delivers neurodiversity training to companies across the UK are neurodivergent themselves, bringing unique insights into their particular conditions.
I am very different to one of my other friends with ADHD. And I think sometimes people want an easy thing. They want you to come in and go, tell us the magic words or the magic information in which we can just unlock this person's potential. And actually it's a process. It's not say this phrase and then everything will be okay. It's we engage with this process as human beings in discovering together ways in which we work more effectively, and maybe more importantly, the way we communicate with each other, because lots of these conditions like ADHD, like dyslexia, like autism for instance, impact the way in which we communicate. And as a society, we have an assumption that neurotypical forms of communication are the correct forms of communication that neurodivergent people need to learn. And for me, what's really important is that we understand that there is so much interesting, enriching life experience that we miss out when we only allow ourselves to communicate in a small, narrow field.
As these testimonials show, many organisations across the globe have benefited from the Brain Charity's neurodiversity training.
I somehow think of a haunted house.
Sophia has lived with cerebral palsy all her life, and as a young adult was also diagnosed with dyslexia and dyspraxia. The Brain Charity is a huge part of her life, and alongside all the classes she takes part in, she's also really looking forward to the opening of their new Neuro Gym, which will be an addition to the many accessible sports activities on offer at the Brain Charity.
Sum up why this charity is so important to you.
It's so important to me because it's the only place that I know of somewhere that supports everybody regardless of what disability you've got, whether it's a neurodivergent or physical disability or Parkinson's or anything. This charity includes everybody, and it's not just the one diagnosis.
And how does that make you feel then?
Fully included really, and that you can meet people that you wouldn't necessarily meet because you might not have that condition, but you learn about it, and that's what's important to me, because that's how you fully include people, by talking to other people, by being fully accessible, and you're not left out basically in the cold.
Clinicians who refer their patients onto the Brain Charity feel the service they provide is invaluable.
With charities like the Brain Charity, there's an open invitation around different interventions and different ways that people can access support. So the fact that they might be able to access the gym for the neurorehabilitation, they might be able to do that for an extensive period. You might be able to access activities for a long period, be part of the cafeteria that's there, receive carer support. So this is almost an open invitation for post-diagnosis support for the medium to long term as well as the short term. It's not just a short-term kind of answer. And we know the research indicates that longer-term support being available is better for outcomes. Sometimes that is at odds with kind of the funding that's available with public health. So the fact that other charities and community support is able to provide that is fantastic, really useful for us as clinical psychologists working within the NHS, because we can liaise with them, we can think with them about what support they might be able to provide, and most importantly, signpost people to access their support.
The Brain Charity's ultimate aim is clear: to create an environment where people living with a neurological, including neurodivergent condition, can thrive in the workplace and in society as a whole.